how I cheated on my husband. I never thought I'd be the kind of person to cheat on my husband. I always prided myself on being loyal, honest, and committed. But life has a way of throwing curveballs, and sometimes even the strongest of us falter. This is my story, a raw, unfiltered account of how I found myself in a situation I never imagined I would be in. I met my husband, Jake, in college. We were both engineering students, driven and ambitious. Jake was everything I wanted in a partner: intelligent, kind, and incredibly supportive. We fell in love quickly, and it seemed like we had the perfect life ahead of us. After graduation, Jake decided to join the army, and I supported him wholeheartedly. I knew the challenges that lay ahead, but I was ready to face them together. The first few years of our marriage were blissful. Jake was stationed nearby, and we enjoyed the stability of a routine. I found a job as an engineer at a local firm, and we settled into a comfortable life. But as the years passed, Jake's deployments became more frequent and longer. I found myself spending more time alone, waiting for his return. The first deployment was the hardest. I struggled with the sudden absence of my husband and the constant worry about his safety. I joined a support group for military spouses, which helped me cope with the loneliness. But as the deployments continued, the support group meetings became less frequent, and I found myself feeling more isolated. I tried to keep myself busy with work and hobbies, but the emptiness of our home was a constant reminder of Jake's absence. I missed the small moments we shared: the morning coffee, the evening walks, and the comfort of his presence. The loneliness gnawed at me, and I found myself craving human connection. It was during Jake's third deployment that I met Alex. He was a colleague at my engineering firm, and we had worked together on a few projects. Alex was kind, attentive, and always ready with a listening ear. He noticed my struggle and offered his support, often staying late to help me with my workload. At first, our interactions were purely professional. But as time passed, I found myself looking forward to our conversations. Alex made me laugh, and his presence filled the void left by Jake's absence. I began to rely on him for emotional support, and our friendship deepened. One evening, after a particularly stressful day at work, Alex and I decided to grab dinner together. We talked about our lives, our dreams, and our fears. I opened up about my struggles as an army wife, and Alex listened intently. He shared his own experiences of loneliness and understood my pain. As the night wore on, the conversation turned more personal. I found myself confessing my deepest fears and insecurities, and Alex did the same. We shared a moment of vulnerability, and in that moment, something shifted between us. We leaned in for a kiss, and the line between friendship and something more was blurred. The kiss was a turning point. Alex and I began to see each other more frequently, our meetings becoming more intimate. I tried to rationalize my actions, telling myself that I deserved to feel loved and desired. I convinced myself that Jake would understand, that he would want me to be happy. But the guilt was always there, lurking in the shadows. Every time I looked at Jake's photo or read his letters, I felt a pang of remorse. I knew what I was doing was wrong, but I couldn't bring myself to stop. The affair became a secret part of my life, a source of both comfort and shame. The affair continued for several months, but the weight of my actions began to take a toll on me. I found myself snapping at colleagues, withdrawing from friends, and struggling to focus at work. The guilt was eating me alive, and I knew I couldn't keep living a lie. One day, while cleaning the house, I came across a letter Jake had written to me during his first deployment. It was filled with love, hope, and promises of a future together. The words hit me like a punch to the gut, and I realized the magnitude of my betrayal. I broke down in tears, the letter clutched tightly in my hands. I knew I had to come clean. I couldn't live with the guilt any longer, and I owed Jake the truth. I wrote him a long letter, pouring out my heart and confessing my infidelity. I explained my loneliness, my struggle, and my deep regret for my actions. I begged for his forgiveness, knowing that I might not deserve it. I sent the letter and waited, my heart heavy with dread. The days turned into weeks, and the silence was deafening. I imagined Jake reading my letter, his heart breaking with each word. I braced myself for the inevitable fallout, knowing that our marriage might not survive this storm. Jake's response came in the form of a phone call. His voice was calm but filled with pain. He told me that he needed time to process my confession, that he couldn't make any promises about our future. He asked me to give him space, and I agreed, my heart shattering into a million pieces. I ended my affair with Alex, knowing that I had to face the consequences of my actions. I resigned from my job, unable to bear the constant reminder of my betrayal. I sought the help of a therapist, hoping to find a way to heal and move forward. The following months were a roller coaster of emotions. Jake and I communicated sporadically, our conversations filled with tension and uncertainty. But as time passed, we began to find a way to talk openly and honestly about our feelings. Jake expressed his anger, his hurt, and his disappointment, and I listened, my heart heavy with regret. We decided to seek couples therapy, hoping to find a way to rebuild our trust and strengthen our bond. It was a slow and painful process, filled with tears, arguments, and moments of despair. But we were determined to fight for our marriage, to find a way to heal and grow together. My journey was a harsh reminder of the challenges faced by military spouses. I learned the importance of open communication, the value of seeking support, and the dangers of letting loneliness and desperation cloud my judgment. I realized that my actions had not only hurt Jake, but also myself, and I was determined to make amends. I also learned the power of forgiveness. Jake's willingness to work through our issues, despite the pain I had caused, was a testament to his love and commitment. It was a humbling experience, and I vowed to never take his love for granted again. As we continued to work on our marriage, Jake and I found a new appreciation for each other. We learned to cherish the moments we had together, to communicate openly about our fears and insecurities, and to support each other through the challenges of military life. I also found a new purpose. I started a support group for military spouses, offering a safe space for them to share their struggles and find comfort in each other's company. I became an advocate for mental health awareness, encouraging others to seek help and support during difficult times. My story is a poignant reminder of the complexities of military life and the challenges faced by those who serve and their families. It is a tale of love, betrayal, and redemption, a testament to the power of forgiveness and the resilience of the human spirit. As I look back on my journey, I am grateful for the lessons I have learned and the strength I have found. I know that the road ahead will not be easy, but I am determined to face it with courage, honesty, and love. And as I stand by Jake's side, I know that together, we can overcome any obstacle that comes our way.